Hey everyone, thank you for coming to Jasper's Game Week. My name is Shawn Merwin, and I'm going to be running this game for these 6 marvelous people. We're going to find out how marvelous they are over the next 3 hours. But before we start, I want to say thank you to Fenway Jones, to Jake at Mini Terrain Domain, and everyone at Jasper's Game Day for doing this incredible thing, raising money for a cause that is needed more and more and more as social isolation goes on and on and on. So thank you so much. With that, I want to turn it over to our players. Players, I would like you to introduce yourself, introduce your character, and then tell me in a few seconds who in Waterdeep would have given a reference to your character to take on a mission for a very rich noble. So let's start with Mr. Joe Rosso.
Hey all, how's it going out there? I'm Joe Rosso. I will be playing Vaynor Longsleeve. He's a stereotypical old wizard who is a little bit rough around the edges, has probably been hiding out in a forest a bit too long. Friendly, kind of a old grandfather vibe to him, and if you ask him a question, he will probably expound an answer for 15 or 20 minutes long after whoever's asked the question, their eyes glaze over, much like Sean's is right now.
And thank you. That's it. All right. Next, let's go with Jason.
Hello, I'm Jason Cox.
I didn't catch why Joe wanted to work for the merchant.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so another reason or problem with Vaynor is he gets asked a question, forgets to actually respond to the original question that was provided.
Me too.
The magistrates in Waterdeep asked for a discreet wizard one time to help with a cheese problem.
Okay. As in the fermented milk.
Well, not cheese. Cheese.
Oh,
problem.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's halflings have an issue with the cheese per se, and they needed to have someone discreet enough to help the hapless halfling that had imbibed too much.
Excellent. All right, thank you. And Jason.
I'm Jason Cox, and I'll be playing Gammon, the swashbuckling half-elf, very young rogue. And I was referred to take this journey by a fellow urchin named Ruka.
All right. What sort of pull do they have in Waterdeep that would get you a reference?
Pretty much nothing as far as above board, but on the streets and behind the scene, I'm sure that I have a certain reputation for being able to get sticky finger things done.
All right, so probably someone called in a favor, blackmail type of thing to get you this job. All right, that makes sense for the character that you would be playing. Anything else?
Nothing I can think of right now.
All right. Next, let's go with Jared.
Hey everybody, Jared Kajak. I am going to be playing Chalak Mishkoal. He's a lizard folk monk from the jungle island of Chult. And it took me quite some time to figure out why he would be anywhere near Waterdeep. And then I realized that it made sense for him to go on a vision quest for his temple, where his goal is that he wants to prove himself and to train with as many different types of warriors and other monks as possible to learn their techniques and then to bring it back to his warrior temple in Chult. Okay. And as far as knowing a merchant, I think if he was walking the streets of Waterdeep, he would probably get into danger or just get called out because of the way he looks and the way he acts. And so to I don't know, to facilitate that, I think if a noble saw him, they would realize that he's got a lot of potential and he doesn't really need to be paid much because he doesn't value money.
Mhm.
So he could be literally just talked into it,
Oh, okay.
into anything. Yeah.
That did you all take note of that? All right.
Oh yeah.
And he's a giant tribal looking lizard folk with a quarterstaff made out of a huge bone and a javelin that's made out of looks like ribs of some animal.
All right. Thank you, Jared. Nell, how about
Yeah.
you?
So you see that there is Kelly Blazeblood. She is a very fierce-looking grandmotherly type. A little about 5'4" ish or so, and she's wearing chainmail. She has just this like cropped, like a really hack job pixie cut of gray hair and gray eyes. And she is like on her shield and everywhere. She has just many, many different emblems of different gods. It's a little strange. She is a cleric. She's a war cleric, but she's more of a war cleric of all the war gods and all the deities. Yeah. And I think she's very much about helping the downtrodden. So she probably would be easily pulled in by someone going, hey, if you do this, it will help people. And she'd be like, okay. And she has like sort of like these gnarled hands. She used to have very dexterous fingers, but now they're not. But she's strong instead.
Okay. All right. War, what is it good for? A workout, apparently.
Exactly. And
Okay.
protecting people. Hey.
Yeah. And Ish.
Hi, I'm Ish, and I'm going to be playing Jasper Cho, a traveling soup chef / fighter from Shulong. And he's made his way to Waterdeep because he heard of the City of Splendors and decided if he's going to be in Faerun, it might be a good place to learn some really good soup recipes. So he spent some time at the Yawning Portal. Durham let him do some guest cooking / learning in the kitchens there. And he caught the eye of a merchant as he would occasionally have to help out dealing with threats that crawled out of the Yawning Portal while there.
Or the threats coming in through the front door.
Yep.
Perfect. And last but certainly not least, Mike.
Hey everybody, my name's Michael or Mike, and I'll be playing Drogo Proudmead, the halfling drunken master who brews the best ales west of the Dragonmere. I'm regularly down in Waterdeep amongst all the other merchants there, either selling my wares or perusing the markets. So I kind of find out about these jobs just talking with everybody and being their friend.
Okay. That said, I wanted to introduce my who will be helping us out. That's Tux, the world's largest cat. He is sulking because there are dice in his spot on my desk.
Of course.
Yeah, my cat Earl may make an appearance. You may hear him purr and walk by.
Okay. Children, pets, they're all welcome. They're all welcome. To start, I wanted to put our moderators to the test right away. What I would like from anyone listening and watching is for you to give us a haiku about how you think this party is going to fare in the adventure that is about to come. So if you can come up with a haiku, that will put you in the running for the prize of getting to name a character in the next adventure I write.
Ooh, that's really
Nice.
awesome.
So moderators, you now have your first task, and it looks like we already have one reroll die available.
Wow.
We haven't even started yet, and we've already started. So that's great. Thank you for those introductions. You all have inspiration.
Ooh.
Use them early and often. To start, you have now received an invitation to the home of a merchant going by the name of Minuet Martel. She is invited you to the the Sea Ward, the richest and most prestigious ward in Waterdeep. She wants you to come there to talk about a potential job for you. She has given you a time and a location on the invitation, and that is what you know at this moment. You have a couple of hours before the meeting is supposed to take place. Do you have any questions, anything you want to do before you take that meeting?
Is it written in common? The
It is.
invitation.
It is.
I am asking someone to read it for me.
Okay. So you find someone on the street, portly little halfling gentleman is wandering along down the street. He sees you.
Is this Drogo?
What's that?
Is this Drogo? You said
No.
halfling? Oh,
Nope.
okay.
No, just
Random halfling. Okay.
random halfling. Yep. Looks like he's on his way home from some sort of menial clerkish job.
You, warm blood. What this say? And I just hold it out in front of his face, like
Okay.
2 inches away from his face.
He hears warm blood, and starts to run.
Wait, I'm gonna grab him.
Okay. You reach out. It's not too hard to grab him. He kind of does one of those things where his feet are going faster than he is,
Sure.
and he hasn't quite hit the ground yet. But you grab him, and he freezes in terror.
I won't kill you, I promise. Please tell me.
He looks and he reads you the invitation. And again, you can barely understand him from the tremor in his voice,
Right.
as he's reading, but he gets the point across.
Okay. Do I know where this place is?
Yes, you've been in town
okay.
long enough that you've been told by the people you've been training with, avoid this section of town. This section you probably won't be allowed in, and
Right.
that's the one that you are being called to. The sea.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. I'll look down at this little halfling. What is your name?
Philo.
Philo.
Mm.
What this mean?
It means very scared.
Very scared. Good, Philo.
Mm.
Come with me. And I'm just going to take him with me and start walking towards where this lady's palace is.
Okay. So there you go. Anyone else have anything they want to do before they go to the meeting?
Do you know anything about this woman other than she's a merchant?
She is a merchant. Let me see. You have not heard anything about her.
Okay.
Her name is not one that rings a bell with you. Anyone else? Questions?
I will inquire with Dern on anyone else who's available at the yawning portal if they know who Minuet might tell us.
Okay. He tells you that her name has come up recently with merchants in the area because she has introduced into Waterdeep a very rare and exotic fruit that is supposed to have almost supernatural powers.
Any use for this fruit and soup?
No. She is charging such an exorbitant price for it that only the most wealthy of merchants could even afford to buy it from her to sell.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And he's just heard this via rumor. He hasn't even tried to get any of it.
Okay.
Someone else had a question.
Actually, Gammon didn't have a question. He is still relatively new to Waterdeep, so he plans on kind of scouting the city a little bit before going, and also making himself a little bit more presentable.
Okay. So I don't know. Yep. You got that all covered. You get a sense of as you scout the town, scout the city, everything seems like a normal city. And as you move toward the Sea Ward where your meeting is going to be, it gets less crowded, less dirty, more guards, and most of you are getting sort of the look because you're not dressed necessarily in fine clothes. or some of you may have a tail, or be carrying a halfling who's too scared to scream at this point. But that's what you see.
Very good.
Any other questions?
Not really a question, but
Okay.
Drogo's a little nervous about going and meeting some high society people, so he will make sure to get a little extra buzz going on.
Okay. The drunken master is living up to the title and preparing for his journey to the meeting. Any other questions or anything anyone wants to do? Okay. So you get individually to the castle ward. There's a gate, and there are guards there. And as you approach, you're kind of coming to it at the same time, and they stop you. Who goes there? What business do you have in the Sea Ward?
I set Philo down. Thank you. You have been very helpful.
All right.
And I look down at my person, and I know that non-lizard folk value money and gems and,
Right.
treasure. And I'll take something that I think is valuable off of my person, which is like a tooth from a creature that I killed, and I'll put it in Philo's hand.
Okay.
Clasp his hand. Take this with you. It will protect you. And then let him go.
He takes it, and then he like tries to stab you with it, but he doesn't have enough force behind it, so it's just kind of like denting your scales a bit, and then he just
You
takes
like
off.
to scar? And I just show him my chest, and it's just nothing but rents and scars. Like I strengthen myself by letting people hit me and hurt me.
He is hauling halfling butt at this point, just down the road as fast as possible.
I just wave to him. Thank you.
and the guards are kind of looking past the rest of you at what's going on in the back. So let's see who's up front. We're going to say that Kelly got there first. So Kelly, you are being asked what your business is in Castle or Sea Ward. I'm going to say Castle Ward forever, but it's Sea Ward.
Sea Ward. Oh, well, I got this invitation, and she holds up the piece of paper that has it on there with the Minuet Martel.
Yeah.
I was sent this, and I was told that I need to meet her, and she lives in this ward.
They point you to where they know the house is.
Okay.
And let you through.
Okay. I clink my way through.
Okay. So as the rest of you step up and begin to show your invitations, the guard does similar. Some of you get more of a once-over than the rest, but they let you all through. Although the captain of the guard, who is positioned here with two of his underlings, mutters something under his breath. Give me a perception check.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Okay. Shawn, did you see the cool new digital dice on D&D Beyond that they just launched?
I was thinking, should I use dice or should I do? And then I saw that at the last minute. I'm like, it's too late.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to try them.
I'm totally addicted to it.
That's a 7. I'm
7.
very distracted by all the fancy. I'm not used to it.
Yep.
I got
21
18.
here.
A 21.
Yeah.
Right.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay. Anything else?
19 from Vaynar.
19? Okay.
18.
18. Okay. So most of you, if you got above a 10, hear the captain mutter under his breath, by Ilmater's broken clavicles, how can these people be making it? I can't.
I have no idea if I would know who Ilmater is. Actually, I'll lean in because it seems like halflings are smart and they know things. I'm going to lean down to Drogo.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Ilmater? Matter.
Yeah,
Later.
close enough. It's one of those human deities.
Is
They're all
it
the same.
Pretty
God
much.
of War?
Definitely not.
God of Hunt.
rebirth and healing or something, I think. I don't know.
Chalak just seems completely confused by
Yeah.
that.
Close enough.
It's not dwarven or halfling deity, so I don't really know.
Ah. Human god.
Yes.
Mm.
As the guard says that, I will have my familiar pop its head out of my pack and like give it a look. So I have a charity familiar from X-Drive last year. It's a Thessal Treton. So it's a winged cat, but its face, instead of a normal mouth at the end of it, it's got this circular mouth with jagged teeth and 8 furry tentacles in front of it. So I'm gonna have it just like stare at him a minute as I'm like walking past.
All right, that seems totally freaky. But again, the guards just look and shake their head, and let you pass. And it's not a long walk. You get to a manor house, and there are private guards standing outside of this manor house, but it is the address to which you have been invited.
So at this point, we've kind of come together a little bit, right?
Yes,
We're
you're
kind of
now
finding
all
ourselves
together.
there.
Yep.
Yeah. I just say out loud, what we do now.
I think we need to go in.
I just hold the letter up to the guards.
Okay. When you hold the letter up, one of the guards checks each one, beckons you to follow him, and he leads you into the manor house. Opening the front door, there is a waiting room. He doesn't say anything, but motions towards all the seats, and takes up a position in front of an inner door that leads further into the manor house. You see a small tray of food and drink. There are strange things, meats and cheeses run through with small wooden stakes, as well as large prawn with a bright red sauce next to them in a bowl.
Is anyone else eating?
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
Gammon's
going
eating.
over there and I'm looking at it.
Vayner
Okay.
doesn't hold back. The wizard goes right over and starts mawing on anything as unusual as possible. He'll try first.
Okay.
I
As
like
soon
to
as I
see-
see other people eating, then I'll realize that it's okay that we can eat, and then I'll just take 2 fists of the prawns and shove them in my mouth.
Okay. Shells and all.
I'm a little wary about food because I used to be a rogue. Well, kind of. So can I tell if it's actually good food to eat?
Give me a medicine check or a nature check, your choice.
Nature check, medicine. That is going to be a 14.
14. It looks totally fine. It's quite ritzy, especially in its presentation, if not in its source. But yeah, it seems fine. The cook seems pretty well impressed.
I
For
start
a
digging in.
for a rich merchant, this is probably the least that they would put out for someone. But for you, it seems pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty amazing.
prawn in one hand, stick thing in the other.
Mhm.
Nom.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have Bitty come out. Bitty's my Tressum. I'll have it come out and I'll just start feeding it as well as like feeding myself after it eats.
Okay.
My taste tester.
Everyone needs to make a Constitution saving throw to keep their food down while they see this trestle. No, I'm just kidding.
I was there.
Yeah, we are all ready for that. A couple of you are.
As they're looking up feats.
Yeah, it's like, but you're able to keep the food down. And as you are eating, the guard gives a little rap on the door behind his back, not keeping an eye on you. And soon, within 5 minutes, the door opens and an elderly half elf opens the door. He's got spectacles. Please come in. Come in.
I go in and I'm just like kind of like I've wiped my hands a bit, like
Mhm.
I found a napkin, but they're still a little bit like grimy with food. And I've pulled out I have this book that is like locked to my side, and I pull it out and I just start like writing down a review of the food as I'm walking into the room.
Right. It's got like cocktail sauce,
Oh yeah.
drips all over it. There are tea towels there for you to wipe your hands on if you so choose.
I
Oh, I
ate
noticed
one
that
of the
in-
tea towels.
Yeah.
But if you're like me, I'm Just
I eat one of the
Their
tea
tea
towels. I'm
towel?
assuming
Oh.
it's part of it.
it's very good. It's very good.
Nice.
You enjoy it. Little
Gamen's going to
cocktail sauce.
grab one of those tea towels and put some things in it that he thinks will last a little longer and tuck it
Okay.
away,
Sounds good.
and then walk in.
The half elf sits behind a desk, and there are rows of chairs in front, enough for all of you. And he says, "Thank you for answering my call. My name is Edgerton Pourceau."
Edgerton?
Yes, Edgerton.
And who's Minuet?
Minuet is my employer. I look to her business affairs.
Hmm.
And she has a small matter that needs to be attended to if you are up to the task. It is not a difficult mission, but it may take some bit of time to complete, which is why we're not looking for someone of greater stature. No offense.
Morsels a little bit.
It involves a long sea voyage to check the well-being of some inhabitants of an island that my employer owns.
I am not afraid of sea travel.
Are you
Not a city?
Are you a freshwater or a saltwater lizard folk?
I would say jungles of Chult. So I would say good joke.
Thank you.
Went right over my head. I'm so in character right now that I'm not understanding even the slightest joke.
I'm in character all the time with a very low intelligence. So, where were we? He would like you to go on the sea voyage. The voyage would take at least 10 days. We've already hired the ship to take you. You just need ensure the safety of the people on this island.
And if they are already dead?
If they're already dead, then this would be a very easy mission for you, assuming that what killed them isn't there as well.
So
He's giving us the whole truth.
What's that?
Do I think he's giving us the whole truth here?
You don't even have to roll. Obviously not. There's a lot more that goes behind this, but he's not giving you everything you need right now.
Right.
But you are certainly welcome to ask him questions.
Already killed them part. That makes me curious.
Well, he said it. I didn't. We have not heard. We've been expecting a shipment from the island for several days, and it's missing.
Mm-hmm.
So we just need someone to go to the island, find out why the shipment has been tardy, and see if there's a problem that you can fix there.
Has this happened in the past?
No, this is the first time. A couple of days late sometimes. But we have employed the finest sailors and ships in the land to bring the product here. So more than a couple of days is enough to give us pause.
So what was the shipment that you were waiting for?
It is a rare fruit called a varcat.
Varcat. Would my wizard have heard of it before?
Yeah, give me a history check.
Sure.
Don't forget, you have advantage, and you also have 3 rerolls available now from donations.
Yeah,
I
saw
will
that.
use an advantage on it, and 9 plus 5 gives me a 14.
A 14. You have only heard the same thing that I mentioned earlier to our cook friend, is that this Varquette is the rage of Waterdeep's nobility right now. It is very expensive to even get a small piece, and it is supposed to have supernatural healing powers, cures all diseases, you name it.
As a cleric, would I have heard of it?
Give me a charisma check with advantage.
With advantage? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I guidance myself?
You can guidance yourself.
Cool.
This is a family show, though.
Oh, yeah, no. So charisma check, that is going to be a 22.
Yeah. Okay.
25.
Okay. Yeah.
I rolled a 19.
Yep. Some of the priests that you've dealt with have said that this is obviously just marketing. This isn't really going to cure anyone of anything. The wealthy people that are eating it, are bored and just want to pass around stories about how great this is. So
Has he mentioned the name of the island? I can't remember.
he did not. He said it was a private island.
Does the island have a name, sir?
Yes, I believe that it's been named Placid K.
Placid K.
CAY, as in the island.
All right. Does that ring any bells at all?
Nope.
Great.
And in which direction is this island located?
If you travel west into the Sea of Swords, that is where the island is.
Sea of Swords?
How soon can we leave?
I just pull up my book and I just start writing everything down.
Okay. The boat is waiting for you. I only ask one thing. I need each of you to sign this NDA that you will not discuss this mission with anyone.
It's too real, Shawn. It's too real.
What's an NDA?
It is a notary devil agreement. Here, and he pulls out
a devil
parchment,
agreement?
and he breaks the pen that he just signed it with, and a little imp pops out. And he says, "There, just sign right there on the line, and you'll be fine."
But what does it entail?
It's just boilerplate stuff, really. All it says is you will get 200 pieces of gold each for completing this mission.
Okay. And I'm writing this all down in my book.
If you are called upon to provide martial or magical services in the fulfillment of this, you will get another 100 gold pieces of hazard pay each.
Hazard pay. Okay.
Yes.
What happens if we accidentally mention such mission to someone else?
Oh, that won't happen.
So there's no repercussions if we do, then, is what you're saying.
Well, there's, again, boilerplate, soul stuff, nothing.
Wait. Roll back. Soul stuff?
Soul stuff. The normal soul stuff, your everlasting soul and all sorts of things.
Can I insight check this imp?
Sure.
Is the contract written in common or infernal?
It's written in
13.
common. A 13. Yeah, he seems very impish to you. He seems very, very truthful in everything that he's saying up to the point that he's saying it.
Gammon's already signing. This is more money than he's seen in his life.
Yeah.
I would like another clause written to this contract.
Well, what?
I would like a sample of this fruit to experiment with soups, and I would like access to one of your chefs for a 10-day to learn what soup recipe he has.
The latter we can do. The former, I'm afraid, is out of the question.
And yet you're going to send us to a place which this fruit comes from.
Correct.
Are you the owners of the island, or are you the owners only of the shipping company?
Oh, I'm just a humble imp. Notary devil, excuse me. Notary devil. The owner, Ms. Looks back at Porceau, who says, Miss Martel. Yeah, she's the owner of the island.
So surely she can grant us a sample of fruit. What's the big deal of a single piece of fruit?
Edgerton looks at you over his glasses. I'm afraid a single piece of that fruit is worth a year or 10 of your salary.
And you will get none of it, though, if we don't go see what happened here and make sure the shipments keep flowing. So surely one piece is a small price to pay.
He has a point.
One would think so, wouldn't one?
Indeed.
Sherlock is completely confused over the haggling of the fruit. What?
Can we just add it on to our hazard pay? We're already getting hazard pay.
An excellent idea.
I'm afraid that is out of the question. Out of the question.
But if we happen to find one that is on the ground and moldy and about to go rotten, it would be horrible to waste it. Would it be okay for us to take it then?
If none of it comes off the island in your possession, then that is fine.
I can agree to this.
In our possession? Okay, that's fine. I
Mhm.
sign.
Okay.
Just a minor addition that if we are forced to prescribe the events that have occurred by a more forceful being than ourselves, then we are obliged to give such disposition in front of them, so we can tell them.
The imp says, "Oh, let me word that phrase for you, and then we will make sure that gets in there." Yes.
All right.
Is anyone not signing?
No,
I'm-
Drogo's too drunk to really care about the details. He's
Okay.
just signing.
Yep. Details.
Sherlock, do you need help signing?
Yeah.
I clap him on the shoulder. I cast guidance.
All right.
I will put a quill into his hand and like hold his hand and like write
There you go.
CHA and just go like that.
His eyes get really wide because he's never seen his name written before. Like he's maybe seen symbols and markings on stone walls and stuff that mean
Right.
who he is. But
Right.
to see his name actually written, he's just completely blown away.
Right. I mean, for all you know, like that's your soul there now.
My spirit is strong.
Okay.
I look down at the imp and does he have like a little hand or claw or
Yeah,
anything?
yeah.
Okay.
He's constantly doing this with them.
Oh, okay. Well then I'll grab one of his little hands
Okay.
and then get really close to him. I swear I will accomplish this on my life. And I just get really intense and really close to him.
Excellent. Excellent. That is a fine signature. Fine signature. Very hard to forge that, especially since you had two people helping you.
We leave now.
Yes.
Yes. And I
Yes.
turn and look at everyone else.
All right. So if you've all signed, the imp walks over to the pen that was broken, and his essence sucks into it, and the pen becomes whole again. And the contract. What's that?
I got to get one of those.
Right.
Yeah, really.
And the contract is now rolled up, sealed, put away. Edgerton tells you there is a ship waiting at the docks. It is called the Mighty Might, captained by a halfling lass named Cotton Spitwhistle. She is waiting to escort you all on your duty. Not your dirty. Your
He
dirty
said
duty.
Dirty duty.
Your dirty duty.
We all turned 13.
Right. Yeah.
And
Fitting.
drink. Okay. Any questions before you leave?
Do you have some alcohol I can take?
Oh, certainly. Let me get you a bottle.
Any potions or anything like that we can have?
There are some provisions for you on the boat, on the ship. I'm sorry, I shouldn't call it a boat. On the ship already.
Okay.
Is there a map of the island?
The island has not been mapped.
Is there a map of the known area of the island where you at least have traveled?
The captain has everything she needs to get you to the island.
That seems like a very lacking answer.
It does, doesn't it? All right.
I'm sure he's never been to the island anyway, so
I've never been. Neither has Ms. Martell.
She's never been to the island she owns.
That is correct.
The rich.
Yes.
They're different than you and I.
Rich problems.
Exactly.
They have more money.
Exactly.
Would I know enough about Waterdeep lore to know about, like, if I go just like live on the island, build a house there, does it become my island by like just living there?
I don't know if Waterdeep law extends that far. I don't know if any law extends that far.
Excellent. It will-
That's a great question. So, any other questions, desires of things that you want to do?
Ready to go.
Yeah,
Me-
there you
yeah,
go.
Me also.
Toward Dock Ward. You get to Dock Ward, and sure enough, as promised, there is a vessel called the Mighty Might docked there waiting for you. You see a small crew of maybe a dozen getting the ship in ship shape.
Ship shape.
Thank you for the voyage. The the captain, whose name, as I mentioned, is Cotton Spitwhistle, is hustling and bustling around the deck, yelling orders, getting people going. The first thing you notice, this is a very small ship. It is not one that's made for combat or made for transport. It's made for speed. And I don't think any of you have any sort of sailing background.
No.
Nope.
No.
But some of you may have. I imagine that Chalok has been on a ship,
Oh yeah, I've been on
And-
lots of boats.
and you can tell that this crew knows what they're doing. They
Great.
are moving with an almost ballet-like synchronicity as they move around the ship, getting it ready. And the captain sees you standing down at the end of the gangplank and says, "Hurry up, let's go!"
I immediately board the ship.
Right.
Kind of look at it really dubiously, and I kind of like see you go up, but I still like step on the gangplank. Well, the ramp up a couple times, and I go on. And it's like, okay, this is fine,
Okay.
and I go up.
Yep. Person in the big clanky armor. I can't imagine why. So up you go. The gangplank creaks ominously, but holds as you board the ship. And the captain tells you everything that's going to happen, which is basically stay the heck out of the way. It'll be about a 10-day journey. She knows where she's going. She has never been there before, but she has the maps, the coordinates, and the means by which to find the island. She introduces her first mate, whose name is Adit Oathfell, a half-orc. And everyone else seems to fit in. There's a dragonborn, there's a tiefling. The two other crew members that you take note of immediately are gnome twins, who do most of the work up in the rigging and up in the crow's nest. And they're just flying around, swinging down, doing all sorts of pretty amazing tricks.
I'll offer the captain if she wants help with anything, manual labor or fishing or whatever. I'll offer up my services.
Okay. She looks around you at the tell Scaly to stay out of the way.
Does everyone look healthy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he have a ship's chef?
No.
Would you like me to cook for your crew?
If you can do it without burning the ship down, that would be wonderful. The rations are down below deck.
Excellent.
And if you can do something special with them, I'm sure the crew would appreciate it.
I will just see about how to make a soup out of it, or a cold soup like gazpacho.
Okay. So we've got the soup course all set. is what I'm understanding.
Soup course
All
is
right.
going to be the main course.
And what we need from our listeners is the name of this soup that will be made on the ship as we sail towards Placid Cay. You guys get on that out there in listener land. All right. So before long, the ship is on its way. You are in quarters below deck, about the size of a small closet for all six of you. So there's what are those things? Hammocks, stacked 3 high, and the rest of the crew is in a similar situation. So because this is a small ship, again made for speed, so there's not a lot of place for alone time. But the first couple of days go fairly well. It's the seas aren't rough. The crew, again, you can tell now just by a couple of days, they work like clockwork. Everything is going super smooth, and you start to work your way into the days and nights at sea. Is there anything anyone would like to chat up any of the crew about, or anything that you want to learn in the first couple of days that you're out?
If she doesn't take me up on my offer to help out with the crew, then I'm going to start looking for sparring partners. I'll just be asking anyone, including any of the player characters, if anybody wants to spar, or anybody on the crew. I need to get out this.
I will be right there. I'm just curious, has anyone else on the ship been to that island?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, like of the crew
Yeah,
itself.
you ask the crew, and they tell you no.
Okay.
This is their first time. They were hired to get there as quickly as they possibly could with a team of 6, drop them off at the island, wait for them to investigate, and then get them off the island. They had to sign these crazy papers called an NDA. They have no idea what it was,
Weird.
but some of them are very scared. And it's also strange because it's not the instructions they were given on how to get to the island involve some strange things, like you must do it when the moon is at its darkest, and there are some more arcane sorts of directions than there are actual physical directions. And it looks like we now have 14 rerolls.
Wow.
Cool.
Wow. Nice.
So
Yeah.
these monsters are going to be critting like crazy. 15 rerolls.
15.
Oh, when
Thank you.
Vaynar,
Thank you all so much out there for your donations.
Sean already said he's
Awesome.
going to use all the rerolls for himself. So
Yeah.
So keep them coming.
Vaynar would like to try to see if he could interpret any of the weird arcane directions that they've been given, to see if he can understand where they're actually being sent.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check, please, and thank you.
Can I use a reroll?
Well, only if you roll a 20.
I can keep re-rolling until I get a 20. I can do that. However, my re-roll gives me a 15.
A 15. All right. It's quite arcane in its arcaneness, but it seems to you like this island might be magically shielded in some way, that its access can only happen when certain conditions are aligned.
So, like a Fey portal or an extra planar type thing, or
It's probably something along those lines. Yes.
all right.
I want to do 2 things.
Okay.
The first thing I want to do is actually greet the gnomes and
Okay.
climb up to the area that they are and find out more about the ship, as far as structure, where to go for an emergency, and maybe if there's any way to escape the ship if something happens.
It's funny you should mention that, because when you climb up there with them, at first they're like, stay away. But as the days pass, you begin to see that while they're keeping an eye out for danger in the crow's nest, they are also doing something strange to the crow's nest. It looks like they are putting gears and strange metal clasps and chains onto some sort of contraption.
I'm actually going to address them in Gnomish and and kind of make my way up there and see if I can get them to start interacting with me a little bit.
All right. Yeah, you can once you speak to them in Gnomish, they warm up to you a little bit more, and you can tell they're a little bit they don't want you seeing what they're doing because they're very proud of it and they don't want anyone else to do anything with it. But once you gain their trust, they show you that they're trying to make something they're calling the Crow's Nest Whirligig.
Yes, that's amazing.
And so the best that you can ferret out from their cryptic answers, because they're talking gears and gravity, and they're talking about all these terms that you might not be familiar with, but they think this can fly. If they sit in this seat and start pedaling really hard, the whole thing will turn over. The crow's nest bottom will turn into blades, and it will actually fly.
All right, duly noted. I'm going to keep encouraging them and let them know, if you need anything, just let me know.
Okay, they're a-okay with that.
The second thing I want to do is encourage this fight. And I'm going to try to appeal to the half orc Oathfell and make him feel like that we have a worthy opponent among us.
Okay. The half orc is he doesn't seem very keen on fighting anyone, much less this jacked lizard folk. But the Dragonborn is a-okay with that.
Nice.
So without much encouragement, the Dragonborn is ready for some fisticuffs.
And the human war cleric shows up with warhammer and shield and chain.
I didn't sign up for that, says the Dragonborn.
We're just sparring, not killing.
Okay.
A little aggression, get it out.
Okay.
I'll make my way up into the rigging and pull out a drink and watch the fight while just like sitting up over top of it.
Sounds good. So the gnomes are up there still messing around with their thing. There's a fight going on down there. Let me see. Joe, you notice that after the half orc sort of passes off the fight duties to the Dragonborn,
Right.
he goes to the front of the ship and he's messing around with a small looking ballista that he is working on there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Vaynor would find that interesting.
I thought maybe. So he tells you that he is working on this. He's trying to make an ultra powerful ballista that will shoot smaller projectiles but shoot them harder.
Okay.
And
I'm sure I could help you with that. I've
Right.
got fine training in.
And so if you could make a intelligence check, what skill do you think would apply to?
Perhaps maybe history. How about?
That works for me. Give me a check to see how well you can help him with this. In the meantime, let me know what answer you got.
All right, I got a 23.
Oh, you have very much helped Audit get his ballista primed for at least a test run. While up in the rigging, the halfling is watching, and the gnomes are doing their thing. Down to on the ship, the fight looks like it's about to begin. So let's get. Go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
So Chalak is very ritualistic about, especially when it comes to training, sparring, fighting, what have you.
Okay.
So he'll, using his elemental abilities, dry out part of the deck so that it's not slippery. But there also appears to be almost like a ring or a circle in the middle of the boat.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to stay out of everybody's way. He doesn't want to mess with, the sailors and their duties.
Okay.
But then before
He said duty.
there you go.
Again. Dirty.
But before dirty duties. But before the
They're
fight
cheap.
starts, good AC/DC reference. He's gonna walk forward to the Dragonborn and demand that the Dragonborn give him as hard a hit as he possibly can, square to his chest, before they even start.
Okay. All right. So so you're gonna stand in there and take one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Dragonborn rears back, and I just need to tell everyone that my dice like players more than they like DMs.
Well, you have 15 rerolls, so
Yeah.
you're gonna
Drama.
get something.
And
yeah.
It's going to take me all 15 rerolls to hit you with advantage.
Yeah.
Because that was a 12 with advantage.
Nice.
Yeah. So he hits you firmly in the chest, but for some reason he must have held back a little, didn't quite get it a good shot in there.
Yeah. And at that point, it's on. Like,
Okay.
I'll let out this like roar / howl,
Okay.
and then I'll grab onto him and immediately bring my head forward and headbutt him.
Okay. So let's roll initiative, and I would like
Okay.
everyone to roll initiative for reasons that will become apparent in a moment. So we're going to start. Just everyone roll initiative. I'm going to ask for your number, and I'm going to keep track of it on a spreadsheet here. So Chalok, what did you get for initiative?
I used to like these digital dice that D&D Beyond has, and not so much. A 5.
A 5. Gammon.
18.
18. Drogo.
12.
12. Venor.
4.
4. Gaspard.
5.
Wow, it's sequential. And Kelly.
12.
12.
It was a 13, but -1.
Okay. I'm going to go with 13 then, just because somebody already has a 12.
Okay.
And, okay.
Sorry, I'm moving.
What I said about my dice, I lied. So I'm going to sort. Excel's awesome. All right. So the first thing that happens is the Dragonborn, who now is getting his spirit up a little bit, takes another vicious swing, this time without advantage because you are not letting him hit you. And I got an 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right. So his fist does 3 points of damage to you.
Okay. I take it. And I think that probably just gets me more riled up.
More right. That was just a love tap.
Yeah.
So Gammon, I would like you, if you would please, to give me a perception check.
Oh, an 8.
An 8. All right. You
Use a reroll.
We're at C.
Actually, that's kind of fitting. I think what I would be doing right now is actually calling out, who wants to get on the action? Taking bets right now. Did you see the blow he just took? I'm going to be trying to get some betting going.
If I had you already have inspiration, but now you're truly inspired. Kelly,
Yeah.
you were down watching the action.
Mhm.
Give me a perception check, please.
Perception check.
Yes.
That is going to be a perception check. 15.
15. You notice coming up over the edge of the ship is a tentacle.
Does anyone else see that tentacle that's coming up over the ship? I'm not used to the sea, but those are probably not a good thing.
Shh. We don't need distractions.
Tentacle.
All right. So as you notice that tentacle and say something, the rest of the ship is now paying attention. And the crew starts yelling, "Monster! Sea monster!" And everyone starts running in different directions.
Oh, does that stop the fight?
Well, in the end, that's going to be up to you.
Okay.
Priority.
But this is what the crew is doing.
Okay.
The crew is getting themselves ready. Obviously, they are not built for battle, but they are ready to defend themselves if say, a sea monster attacks. So they're moving off in different directions. Although your opponent, so focused on you, does not run away.
Okay.
But the gnomes are yelling, "Someone use the whirligig! Someone use the whirligig!" And the audit, the half orc, is trying to get the ballista turned in the right direction. So that's what the crew is all doing. So now we are to Chalok.
I don't know if he would snap out of the bloodlust quite yet until somebody like intentionally directs something to him or says something specific or says his name specifically.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna grab the Dragonborn and smash my head into his
Do it up.
face. Okay.
Do it up.
Let's use digital dice again. Why not? That would be a natural 20.
Well, guess what? That's a
What?
critical hit, no matter what
Nice.
you're using.
Nice. Okay, so double dice, or how do you do your crits? Double dice?
Yeah, double dice, then add your modifier.
Okay.
Actually, on a crit, you buy the DM a beer. That's how I always play.
Done and done. So that would be 4, 5, 6, 8 damage.
8 damage. All right, that does you give him a good solid hit, and you can tell he's seeing stars right now.
And then I'd like to grapple him. So after I smash
Okay.
my head into him, I'm gonna reach around and bear hug him.
Okay, you've got a hold of him. He doesn't seem to be resisting all that much.
Okay.
All right, Gaspard.
I'm probably in the kitchen, I assume, still prepping stuff, so I'm probably oblivious to everything going on.
All right, you're hearing sea monster, sea monster, sea monster from up top.
And blood curdling screams.
Well,
and yells.
yes, and a really loud, sickening thud, like somebody just slapped a watermelon.
I'll be like, I'll throw like a towel over my shoulder and go up and just take a peek out of the door and see what I see.
Okay, that is fair. I will tell you what you see in just a moment. And Venor.
Can I do a nature or arcane check to figure out what this thing is? The tentacles, if it's
Sure. Give me nature. Give me nature.
Sure. 16.
16. From the tentacle itself, it looks like some sort of squid, kraken, something, octopus. But the tentacle itself is large all on its own. So whatever's attached to it
Is slightly larger.
Slightly like the size of a house larger, yes.
All right, I will quickly help the guy with the ballista.
Okay. Right now, you've just seen this one tentacle come out, but it is an action to load and then an action to shoot. But he is loading it right now.
Okay. So can I ready an action then once it's loaded to ping off at this thing?
Yep. As soon as you have a target.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do that.
And last but not least, okay, we did Venor. So now here's what happens. From all different directions come 5 tentacles over the sides of the ship. And they are reaching out to grab anyone that they can. And they are long enough that they can reach anyone because the ship itself is only about 30 feet wide at its center. So these can easily grab just about anyone. So the first thing that happens is the captain is grabbed and is being shaken around. The other tentacles are going after people on the ship. Now, one person is downstairs and just coming up. That's Gaspard. Drogo is up in the rigging, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But everyone else is down low.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. So
one minor question, Shawn. I didn't even think about it. Would I have put my mage armor up earlier? Because it depends on DMs how they want mage armor.
If that's something you normally do at the start of the day, then sure.
Okay.
I trust you. Well,
yes, that's what he does all the time.
Yes, sure. I was cast at 5 minutes before battle.
There you go.
All right. So the first attack will be on Gaiman, and that is a 15 to hit you.
Oh, that hits.
All right. So you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. Kelly.
Yeah.
That is also a 15 to hit you.
That misses.
Drogo is up there, so it's Chalok from behind you. A crit back at you. So, damage-wise, we are looking at 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and you, who were just grappling a foe, are now grappled yourself.
Yeah. Are we both grappled? Like, is the tentacle around both of us at the same time?
No, it's got you around the neck.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's kind of like a daisy chain of grapple.
Got it.
Right. You've got him in a headlock, and then you've got your own head being grappled by.
Right. Well, I'm assuming someone's probably trying to pull me off from behind until I see that it's a tentacle.
And last but not least, we have Venor.
I guess I see the tentacles wrap my companions
Yep,
on the ship.
you can shoot.
Yeah, I'll let go the shot then, but
Which one are you shooting at?
preferably the tentacle rather than a character. So
There's one coming at you. There's one coming at several of your friends, and there's one that's got the captain.
how about the captain's tentacle?
Okay, so give me a shot.
All right. How many rerolls do we have?
I think we're up to 15. I think we've used 2, so I think we're at 13.
I would love to use another one.
Go ahead.
How about 1/3 one is my last reroll I will use if I can. 12, and I don't know what modifier you put on there.
You can use your dexterity.
So that'd be a
to shoot.
13.
13. A 13 will hit this tentacle, and it does 2d10 points of damage.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Since you did such a great job of getting it ready, if you had failed, it would have probably done that damage to you.
For a whole 7 I got.
Okay, that sticks it sticks into that tentacle, and there's a rope attached to the end.
Oh, okay.
So you have, if you need a rope attached to a spear that is stuck into the tentacle with the captain.
Gotcha.
All right.
Not sure how to use that yet, but okay.
And so that was, now I get to attack you with a tentacle. And a 2 on the die says, I miss you. So now we are back to the top of the round. The crew runs around doing their things. The captain tries to escape, but cannot escape the tentacle. The poor Dragonborn who is being grappled by the
I would let him go at this
okay.
point when the tentacle goes around my neck. Yeah.
All right,
for
you
sure.
let him go. He looks and he stabs at the tentacle behind you, but misses with
well,
a dagger that he pulls.
Thanks for trying to help me out there, buddy.
Yeah, after he's seeing double at this point, but he's trying. So we are to the top of the round for the characters. So we are gaming.
So what's my sneak attack situation with this thing that's wrapped around me?
You can sneak attack anything that's next to an ally.
Is someone nearby?
Yeah. I mean, they're all over the place. So
Very good.
Yep.
23 to hit.
A 23 to hit will definitely hit.
And that's going to be 17 piercing damage.
17 piercing. All right. It partially severs it, but it's still got enough nerves left to hold on to you. Anything else?
I'm going to go ahead and attack with my dagger.
Okay.
As a bonus action.
You can do that.
With my offhand. Oh, that's a horrible roll. That's going to be... Oh, that's not horrible. 13.
A 13 hits.
For 1 more point of damage.
And that one little tendon is not enough to take it out.
All right.
But close.
I'm done.
All right. We have then Kelly.
All right, so I'm staying there, shield. I pull all that out, and then I just sort of like point with my shield at the tentacle by me, and I invite it to make me a wisdom saving throw. As a bell rings out, I'm tolling the dead on it.
All right, I rolled a 3 on the die, so I don't think it has a plus 13 or anything crazy like that.
It is going to take 4 points of necrotic damage.
All right, it sizzles with black magic.
And then I'm also going to throw up a spiritual weapon.
All right.
That's my bonus action.
Use that bonus action.
Yeah, I might as well. Cleric,
Yeah.
That is going to be apologies. I am a little rusty at everything. That's a 12.
A 12 will miss.
Oh, think.
Although, what does your spiritual weapon look like?
My spiritual weapon pretty much just looks like one of those old Rolodexes with all different god symbols on it, and it's sort of
Oh, it just, you know what,
that
hit.
of gods.
With that description, that hit. How could you miss with a Rolodex of the gods?
Mm-hmm.
It should. That's a new artifact. All right,
yes,
listeners, we need to stat up a new artifact, the Rolodex of the gods.
Excellent. Yeah, I really enjoy that mental image. So that is going to be, wow, that's sad. 4 points of force damage.
That is 8 points total. It is taking some damage, but still up. Next, we have Drogo.
All right, trying to get a assessment here. How bad do people look? I know our lizard folk is wrapped up and the captain's wrapped up.
I'm pretty
Who
messed
else?
up.
Okay.
Pretty messed up, yeah.
Then I will go after that tentacle.
Okay.
So I will hop down from the rigging and go in with some punches. And I will use one of our rerolls.
Okay. We are at 10 now, according to
14 to hit.
14 will hit.
All right. And that will be 5 points of damage to that tentacle.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and use a key point for Flurry of Blows.
Yay.
Right. What could possibly go wrong? As you punch a tentacle like a speed bag.
And nat 20.
All right.
Nice.
All right. So 6 points of damage on that.
Okay.
And one more attack, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
With
Yeah.
Flurry of Blows.
If you've used your key point, yes.
Oh, another nat 20.
Wow.
I mean, I could pan my camera down if you
No.
want.
I believe you. I rolled a 21, actually. Natural.
Nice.
Another 10 points of damage.
That 10 points, you punch it so hard that you just turn it into pulp and it just falls off, although it's still wrapped around your neck like a boa.
Nice.
And
do I see this little drunken halfling run over and beat the tentacle into a pulp?
It seems to happen in slow motion too, strangely.
It's like a drunken swagger over it.
It's just,
I love that.
for some reason he seems to be moving really slow, but then he's a
yeah.
And then the tentacle just turns into mush and falls off.
Yeah. Okay, great.
And you're up.
It's my turn. And the tentacle's still around my neck?
It is still around your neck, although it's not attached to anything.
I would like to. The captain's still wrapped up as well, right?
The captain is still wrapped up, yes.
Okay. I give a sick grin to Drogo. I'm gonna rip the tentacle piece off and toss it to him as if that's his trophy.
Right.
And then I'll run across the deck of the ship to where the captain is at, and I'll grab on with my hands and sink my teeth into the tentacle and just start ripping back and forth.
Like a dog with a chew toy.
Yep, you got it.
All right.
Bitey, bite, bite.
Oh, and Drogo, you just got this huge tentacle dropped on you.
Nice.
I would also like to use a reroll because that was terrible.
Okay. I believe we're at 9.
We're all gonna die.
Yes,
And
for
that
the dying,
one-
you'll be fine.
That one was even worse.
All right.
So I definitely miss with my bite, but I will still use my martial arts to punch it as well. After seeing the halfling do it, what could possibly go wrong?
Exactly. If a halfling can punch a tentacle off, why can't a lizard folk?
And that would be a 16.
A 16 will hit.
Okay.
As you punch this rubbery tentacle, it's somehow satisfying. This was really what you wanted. As you're, punching a dragonborn's great, but your fists really go into that.
Yeah, this is much more challenging. I love it. Okay. 6 damage, max unarmed damage for Chalak.
That has also taken a little damage already, so it is looking pretty weak. And that was Chalok. So we are at Gaspard.
All right. I probably see that the captain is grappled, so I will summon my weapon bond glaive to my hand and go up and try and sever this tentacle on the captain.
And the captain, or
I'd like the captain. The captain's letting me cook for the ship.
I missed the conjunction there. I just wanted to make sure. Could have been or.
And could I get Bitty to give me advantage by aiding me in this attack?
Sure.
All right. That'll be a 16 to hit.
That will hit.
That will do 6 damage only.
That is enough to knock that tentacle out, and it flops on the deck and is writhing around as the captain lands on her feet and starts directing people to get the sails ready to move and get the ship out of here as quickly as possible. So good work, Gaspard, and we are at Venor.
Is anybody on our team still entangled by a tentacle?
I think I am.
Yes.
Vanor's gonna point over at him and spew some intricate arcane words, and if you let the magic affect you, i.e. fail your saving throw, I will enlarge you.
That sounds fascinating. Of course I will.
All right. There you go.
So he is now a large... Wait, are you a halfling normally?
No, half elf.
Half elf. Okay, so you're now a large size. You have advantage on strength checks and saving throws, and if you attack anything, you get an extra D4.
Thank you very much.
All right. There you go. Anything else, Vaynor?
If I can help load it all, I guess loading was an action, correct?
That's what the half orc did. He loaded it.
Okay. Well, I took an action to cast a spell, so I don't
Right.
assume I can fire.
So next time you can fire if you so choose.
Perfect.
Unless you have any other plans.
Nope.
So we are back to the crew who the first thing that you look up and you see the one of the gnomes trying desperately to paddle this whirligig and get it moving, but it looks like she's having some trouble. But they're pointing out, the body's out there, the body's out there, as they paddle, unable to get the whirligig to fully engage. Everyone else is doing their duty to get the ship moving faster. And now we are at the tentacles. So the captain's tentacle is gone. Gaiman, the tentacle that has you is trying to crush you, but fails to do so.
Too much to handle in the large for.
Because you're so big.
Right?
Kelly,
Yeah.
the tentacle on you is lashing out, and that is only a 14 to hit.
It misses.
And the final tentacle will be trying to attack Vaynor.
No,
Because it's still there, right?
no.
Yes. Oh, it was almost a crit, but it turned into a 12.
Oh, not enough. 14
Nope.
AC.
I shouldn't have let you cast that mage armor. All right. So that is all the crew and the tentacles. So we are back to the top of the order for the players. So we're at Gaiman.
All right. Now that I'm in my large form, my little rapier, I'm going to try to stab it.
Okay.
Again.
Little toothpick.
Toothpick.
Yeah.
Oh, I think your weapons increase in size. Do they not?
I don't know, but
I think that's in with the damage.
all right.
Yeah.
Damage bonus.
15 to hit.
That will hit.
And the total between the D4 and the sneak attack and the rapier is 16.
Well, that is more than enough to take out that tentacle, which drops you, and you land heavily on the deck, being that you are a size larger than you used to be.
Right. At this point, there's one tentacle left. Am I correct?
There are two. One is
Okay.
attacking your cleric, Kelly. The other is at the front of the ship attacking Vaynor.
Actually, at this point, I think I'm just going to move and take my bonus action to hide.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I'm huge. It looks fun.
Yeah, it looks great. All right. So that was Gaiman. Kelly,
All right.
The
So
tentacle you are sparring with dodges and weaves.
all right, so I'm going to take out a warhammer. I'm going to try to whack at it.
All right, play whack a tentacle.
And I am going to use an inspiration, my inspiration to reroll that. For not much better, that is probably going to miss. That is only a 12. But just as I'm swinging and I miss it, I'm going and I swing in with my
Rolodex of the
weapon.
gods.
Yes, exactly. Rolodex of the gods.
Yeah.
I'm just swinging with that. It's like, come on, gods, be with me.
Mhm.
And obviously they are not today. I
No.
just sort of sit there disheartened
Yeah.
with a little bit like, oh, suckers.
You got to the Y's and there just wasn't enough god names there. All right.
Yep.
That was Kelly. So we're at Drogo.
All right. So we still have a tentacle on our cleric and one up at the front of the ship.
Yes.
I will go after the one on our cleric.
All right.
So I'll run over. First attack. I will use my inspiration.
All right.
And the reroll will be a 16.
That will hit.
All right, for a grand total of 4 damage.
Okay.
And then bonus action for that unarmed strike, since I'm a monk. Dirty 20. And another 4 points.
Okay, that is enough after several strikes from Rolodexes and fists and maces and all sorts of weapons to take that tentacle out, leaving the only tentacle left at the front of the ship, waving at Vaynor. And we are to Chalak.
So I have to know this for role-playing reasons.
Okay.
Did I see the little halfling monk go and best another tentacle by himself?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
it looks like to you. It looks like he is a killing machine.
Okay. So I take that as like a personal challenge that he's doing this with his bare hands and he's like a third of my size.
He doesn't even have teeth.
Right.
You know,
And
that's
so
all I'm saying.
what I'd like to do is there's one tentacle that's up at the front of the ship that's trying to attack our mage, right?
Correct.
Okay. And that's the only one that's left?
That is the only one that's left, yes.
Okay. So I'd like to grab whatever the biggest object is next to me, if there's like a barrel or
that would be Drogo at this. No, I'm sorry, Gaming at this point. Yes, there is a barrel.
Okay. And then I'll pick it up over my head and run across the ship to where that tentacle is and then smash it over the top of the tentacle.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Sounds like a monk weapon to me.
Yeah. Oh, I like a lot of his monk training, you can tell when he starts to go into like bloodlust land, starts to go out the window. And he just turns into the raw lizard folk all over again. So what am I rolling for this?
Roll an attack roll with strength. And
Okay.
I'm going to say I'm going to say this is a monk weapon for you now. do your thing.
A barrel? Okay.
Sure.
I love it.
Are there monkeys in it?
Yes.
Not that you've seen yet.
I am going to use my inspiration because I really want to hit with this. And that would be do the math, computer. Nat 20.
Okay. All right. Now the chat's encouraging me to start using rerolls.
Yeah. Totally.
Wait till the final combat.
Yeah. We're going to use up all the rerolls and inspiration, and then Shawn can just have fun.
Yep.
I have no idea what you want me to roll for damage on
Monk
a
weapon.
barrel. Monk weapon? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Do your monkey thing.
Okay. In that case, just unarmed, right? Not bite.
Yep.
So that's going to be 3.
3. All right. So it looked impressive.
Yeah.
But you realize it was kind of like hitting somebody with one of those pro wrestling chairs. You know,
Right.
It kind of
It just breaks apart.
Yeah. It didn't quite do as much as you thought it might.
Okay. In that case,
yeah.
then I scream in raw frustration that the halfling is besting me.
Okay. That's fair and deserved. Gaspar.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take my glaive and go to the last tentacle.
All right.
And that'll be a 13 to hit
Yes.
for 9 damage.
All right. It is on its last sinew, but it is still up.
I will bonus action Polearm Master and use the back end of it to club it.
That's just what that feat's for.
And that's going to be a 16 to hit
That will hit.
for another 4 damage.
And that is enough to take the last tentacle out. And so the tentacles that you hit are all writhing on the deck. The ship is now starting to pick up speed because they'd slowed everything down because of the whirligig and the fight. So they were going to take a break, but now that they see the dangers there, off they go. Unfortunately, the poor gnomes, who are named Brella and Stella, are still trying to get the whirligig to work, and so it takes off and it goes about 5 feet and then it just flops down onto the deck because they couldn't get enough horsepower or gnome power, I guess.
I feel their pain.
Yes. So the whirligig was not a success, but you were able to save the ship and the crew from this creature.
I will take whatever tentacles are there and see about if I can use them for cooking ingredients for tonight's soup.
You know what? You think you might be able to do something with this, although everyone else may have a different opinion.
Yeah. I'm sure Shylock will eat it.
Yeah. So, is there anything you want to do immediately after the battle?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I would like to go around and is there anyone that's like hurt? Okay, I take out like a little medical kit, and I just sort of like, and I just kind of do a little clerical thing, and I put a magical band-aid on you, so you're going to heal 5+ your level back.
Sweet, thank you.
I would like one of those band-aids, please.
Shortcake.
Okay. And you're going to get 10+ your level back.
All right.
Does anyone else want one? I can do it one time per nap. Okay.
Okay. Anything else anyone would like to do? The crew thanks you for defending them. They don't know if they would have been able to handle this without you. So they are appreciative. And those of you that haven't warmed up to the crew or vice versa, that changes now. Because now you're comrades in arms. They invite you to help. They teach you some things about the craft of being a sailor, and things go pretty swimmingly from here on out. If we would like, we could take a quick 5-minute break, get a drink, stretch your legs, and I will meet you back here in 5.
Okay,
Great.
sounds good.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. All right, welcome back. We are about to enter part 2 of the Mystery of Placid K. So, the ship arrives at the location of the island, but there's no island to be found. So the crew consults the charts, they do their thing, and they actually start looping around in a circle until finally at some point you hear from the crow's nest, "Land ho!" And quite a bit away from where you thought the island was, you see an island. And with the naked eye, you can tell it's not a huge island, but it's not small either. It's several miles in circumference. But there is a strange red mist or something hovering above it. Does anybody want to do anything from this distance? You're still probably a few miles away.
Feanor takes out a little metal box about a inch wide and inch tall, maybe 6 inches long, and he holds it up to his ear and he just starts listening to it. He goes, "Oh, that's not good." Then he hides it away in his robe.
What do you do? What was that? I just saw you pull the box out.
Huh? Nothing. No, nothing. There's an island over there.
No, you said something about not good.
I don't remember what that was. Sorry. I must have just been mumbling about something. It happens every once in a while.
Do you know what that is? And I point at the big red mist above the island.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I understand what that might be?
You're too far away. At this point, it could be just the strange cloud behind the island. It's hard to say.
Well, to me, it looks like a red misty cloud that's behind the island.
Yep. By the way, you've all had several long rests, so you're back. You're healed. Everything's good. And go ahead.
I probably would at some point have gone over to Drogo and tried to be cool about it, but realistically, he'd be so. I noticed that you are pretty good with your hands, and I was wondering if it's not too much to. And he takes his tail and kind of draws on the ground for a second. Have a problem to maybe if we could train together at some point.
Oh, train. Yeah, this is starting to get real creepy. Training we can do. Yeah.
I noticed that you would hit really hard with your tiny little hands, and it would do a lot of damage, and then you would just dance away like a little butterfly. How do you do that?
I can try and teach you, but it requires a lot of study. Like I'm sure you studied how to do whatever.
He immediately sits down and crosses his legs and just looks up at you. Well, not up at you, probably looks eye level. Yes, teach me, yeah. Please.
Absolutely.
Right. So the montage scene for the rest of the trip, it's that song's probably copyrighted. So you do your training and you learn from each other and have a friendship that will last a lifetime.
There you go.
Which may be only a week or so, but that's okay. And so back at the island, looking at the red mist, the ship sails closer, and you now see it looks like there is a geyser shooting up from a mountain at the peak of this island, shooting this red water in a plume that's coming down over and covering the entire island.
Ah.
That doesn't look right.
That's a bad omen.
Maybe that's how the fruit grows.
And the captain agrees with you. Cotton Spitwhistle says that's not what we're supposed to see here.
What were we supposed to see here?
Just an island, not blood geyser.
It's just red.
Awesome horror movie, by the way. I would imagine that would be.
Blood geyser.
So I'm going to sail you close. How are you all with swimming?
Very good.
I look down at my chainmail.
Look at my splint mail.
Okay.
Decent.
Well.
Can we take the small boat? Is there like a dinghy or something on the side of it?
No. This boat's small enough that it doesn't have that. She says, well, I suppose I can take you to the docks, but we're not going to stay.
Is there something we can do to signal when we succeeded for you to come back?
Blood-curdling screams probably would be the best way, although that might not encourage us to come back. We will give you torches. We will give you a way to signal us from the beach, from the docks, that you are ready for us to come back and pick you
Something
up.
like long, short, long.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
I could just swim out to the ship.
Or you could do that.
Or that. Yes, that would work.
I'm used to the city, and I'm not really.
So they take you close, and now you can see that this geyser is causing a mist to fall over the island, and it's coming right out to the docks. So the ship pulls into. There's a long pier that the ship can move up to. You also notice that there is another larger ship already docked there, and the name on that ship is the Talented Turtle.
Talented turtle. Okay.
Mhm. And so the mighty might pulls in, lowers the gangplank for you to disembark, and the gangplank is brought right back up, and off they go.
I'll just dive right off the ship and then swim
Okay.
to shore.
Okay, you can do that. Everyone else, it's not a long walk up the pier to get to the beach, and at a separate pier is where the talented turtle is docked.
Let's
Did we
go
ask
take a
the
look
name-
at that ship.
Did we ask the name of the last ship that's supposed to have come here?
You never quite asked.
Oh.
It's a
Is there
private
any-
island.
Yeah. Is there any sort of life around other than like any natural wildlife, any sort of humanoid
You
forms that we
don't
can
see
hear?
any humanoid forms, and you don't see any natural wildlife either.
Any evidence of wildlife recently within the
Uh,
last few days, week?
As you look around, you see on the beach there are signs of traffic going from further inland to the talented turtle.
Hmm.
And among those tracks are also blood stains.
Would
Maybe
I be
the
able
night
to-
we should.
Okay,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Would
Mel,
I
go
be able
ahead.
to tell anything about like what kind of humanoid those tracks came from?
Give me a survival check.
Survival check.
Yep.
And as I'm just looking down.
If anyone wants to assist, feel free.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
And
I'm
I'm right
also
there.
going
You
to
take
guidance
advantage.
myself.
Okay.
Oh, geez, that's bad. Survival.
Mhm.
That is it's not bad. That is going to be a unnatural 20.
Okay. You see not so much humanoid tracks as animal tracks of various shapes, sizes, and all the same color red. It looks like serpents. It looks like large felines. It looks like maybe birds maybe walked along here, as well as larger animals and smaller animals, and all sorts of tracks, all through a bloody trail.
So it's like the tracks. The tracks are on top of the blood,
Or within the blood.
within the blood. So it's mixed together. Okay.
And leaving the ship to go inland.
Both ways,
Oh, both ways.
into and out of.
That's not normal. I mention all that and I go, that's blood tracks.
Now, some
Something's
places in
wrong.
Chult, there's lots of animals that like to go through blood, particularly the long-snouted sloth monster, but they're generally not this far out sea. So
Perhaps we should start with the boat. Either way,
Yeah.
we'll have to leave. So we will, if we can secure it, maybe we can leave with it.
Yes, maybe we'll
Or
find some
has a
turtle
small-
soup on the turtle boat.
Mhm. Possibly. All right. So a quick examination of the talented turtle shows you similar to what you've seen on the beach. Lots of prints within blood. You do not see any bodies, but lots of chaos on the ship. Things broken. A few weapons look like they've been dropped, but no bodies.
I'm going to look for the fruit or signs of the fruit.
There is a cargo hold that is full of supplies, but no fruit. Supplies that one might use to farm, or some rations and fresh water and things like that, but no fruit.
So the blood that we see on the ground, is it just sprayed over the entire area, or is it seem to have a trajectory or been put there by something?
It's all over the inside of the ship and on the deck, but the trajectory points, once it's off the ship, it's straight inland from the beach.
And would we make the connection with the big red misty thing in the sky?
That is a connection that you could possibly make, but you do not know if there's any validity to it. The rain coming down on you, this red mist, would not fall in that pattern.
Okay.
Are we being coated in blood, literally? Like, is it raining down on us?
It's when you look at, yes, it's starting to get in your hair, scales, skin.
Oh man.
But it's not blood. It's not blood when it's on your skin, but it is red, and it does burn a little bit.
Really?
Yes.
Would
Burn-
did you check to
burn
see
like
what it
acid?
is?
Or
What
it
what kind of burning?
Yeah, just a tingling, a very uncomfortable
Hmm.
tingling. It's not acid, it's not damaging you, but it doesn't feel good.
Mm.
Would I be able to tell what it is?
You can give me let's try an arcana check.
Arcana.
And
Okay.
anyone who wants to make one of those checks can do so.
I guidance myself and try. Oh, that is going to be 11.
No, you're not quite sure.
Vaynor does a little bit better. He got a 24.
Yes. This is liquid that is not of this plane. It seems to be infernal.
That's not good.
I will check the captain's cabin to see if there's a captain's log.
Look at that. Good thinking. So the captain's log tells you that the captain and crew arrived here a couple of 10 days ago, and they were expecting to unload the supplies and take on a load of Varkat. And when they approached, they saw this strange red mist coming down. We should probably investigate this. This is strange. This has never happened before. And that is the last entry in the journal.
So
Vayner's gonna use prestidigitation. Is that the right way to say it?
yeah,
To continually clean himself of this red stuff that's coming on.
As fast as you can remove it, it's coming back. But you fight that fight. Fight the good fight. Anyone else have a question or something they want to do? Drogo.
Yeah, I want to look around and try and find like a cloak or a poncho or anything that I can put on that would keep this stuff from getting onto my
If I
skin.
see him doing that, I'm immediately taking a hide out of my backpack and handing it to him.
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
There you go. You cut a hole in the top and you just stick your head through and you're all set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can find some sailcloth, some things like that. It's not comfortable, but it can at least keep most of it off you.
I get a sailcloth and I just cut a hole and.
Yep. All right.
Vayner will copy that once he sees them doing this.
Okay.
I'm gonna rely on my cloak. It's pretty
Ponchos
thick.
for everyone.
Yeah.
What should we do now?
And all the weapons around us, they look like they're of this plane.
Weapons?
Like
You
what
said
you
there were
mentioned.
some weapons on the ship, left behind.
Yep. Yeah. They're all, daggers, some scimitars, some things that sailors might keep to fight off invaders or pirates or natural beasts.
So should we do exactly what they did and see if we get a different outcome?
I look at Drogo. What should we do?
You're the expert.
Well, we were sent here to
Possibly
investigate.
not do that.
I'm still very interested if this fruit can be turned into soup. I don't believe that there's anything that does not work in soup.
I think we could
Soup
use it
later,
and
live
ferment it for
now.
beer.
The gods are angry.
Maybe.
I point up at the red mist.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, absolutely.
What if we follow the trail?
That's what I'm thinking. We're not going to know anything sitting on this boat.
True.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's the main trail. Are there any other smaller trails that lead off of it that would be a little bit more hidden?
Nope. It looks like there is a obvious path. It's not paved or anything crazy like that, but it is straight up. So the island is like a wedge shape, and you are at the beach and the piers, and then it goes up to a point at the top, and that's where this geyser is coming from.
Okay.
And the one thing you do notice so you're on a rocky beach, and as you move further inland, there's vegetation, but the vegetation is very withered. It doesn't look well.
Because there's infernal liquid pouring out all over it.
Right?
Like Malort coming down.
But it's still natural looking vegetation, yes?
It's natural looking. It's just withered and dying.
Let's follow the
So-
trail.
Yeah. So just before I head out on the trail, I go into my backpack and I pull out 3 potion bottles and I go, So just in case things go really badly, I have these 3 healing potions to give to other people who wants one. So whoever among the 5 of you wants a healing potion, go for it.
Do you want one, Drogo?
Sure.
I take one and hand it to Drogo.
Okay.
Shall we go?
I'm ready.
I'm gonna pick Drogo up and put him up on my back and start going towards the tracks.
I will not be okay with that.
You don't wish to be carried?
No, I do not.
I set him back down. I'm sorry.
He was trying to show you honor.
It's okay.
We had a really good view from up there.
Could use a lot less honor in our lives at this point. Okay, so you head up the trail into what is a small town. Unfortunately, the town itself looks in a similar shape to the boat. There are bloodstains, animal prints everywhere, and the buildings themselves are made of wood, mostly. A few stone buildings, but mostly wood, and they're starting to rot. There are holes in certain roofs of some of the buildings where it looks like something is just eaten away at the composition of the wood.
Why don't we go in groups of 2 and quickly search them?
Mm-hmm.
Split the party. Excellent.
Is this the cool map that you sent us, Shawn?
That is map 1.
The town?
The town. Yes, that's what you see.
Which way
And,
are we approaching from?
you are approaching from the map. It would be the left side of the map toward the right side.
I'm just staring at Drogo. Like wherever he goes is where I'm going.
The trail here comes straight through town, then is joined in certain places by other trails. Some blood, some just look like large feline footprints dragging something behind it.
Where
When
did
you say large feline, like
Mhm.
panther,
Like
jaguar,
panther.
panther? Okay.
Can we tell which is the way where the large feline thing was being dragged?
Oh, it was doing the dragging.
During the dragging. Where was that?
It goes straight through town and further up the hill.
And that looks to be the path that has the most wear and tear.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We should probably go that way.
And having owned a cat, this is perfectly normal. Nothing wrong with this.
I take out one of my javelins and my bone javelins, and I'm going wherever Drogo goes, but I'm pointing out to Drogo where the panther tracks are.
That's good because I don't do survival.
Shadow cat, and I get really close and very intense.
So which way are we entering the town from?
You're entering from the left side of the map.
Left side. Okay.
So the fountain in the center of town is on the far side of the map as you enter.
Right.
Okay.
I'll just go up to that first building on the right and go and check that one out.
Okay. I'm going to cut to the chase here. You do a lot of searching. You do find in one building an unconscious gnome who is hidden under like a mattress that has been flipped over. So he's wedged behind it so he can't be seen.
Who finds him?
That is a great question. Who has the highest investigation check?
Not me.
My investigation check.
+3.
+3.
+0.
All right, so let's do this. That would be roll. We're going to say Kelly.
Okay.
Kelly did the finding. There is
Okay.
an unconscious gnome.
Okay. So I pull out his small form from behind there and I do a medicine check to discover he's alive. And then I take out my first aid kit and I just place a patch on him and I do a healer's feed on him.
Okay.
So that is going to be 7 plus whatever hit die are on him.
Gotcha. So he he opens his eyes and jumps as if he's startled, and you can tell he has a couple of claw marks and a couple look like stinger marks on him, like something large stung him,
Mhm.
which may be what knocked him unconscious. And he says, he's got a cap, it's kind of on sideways. Says, "Who are you?"
I'm Kelly. Who are you?
Uh, Call me Sandlips.
Sandlips.
Yeah.
What
Gritty.
happened to you?
I, the town and the animals all started acting crazy, and they were attacking people, and I got stung by a, I don't even know what it was. It stung me, and I crawled in here, and I don't know.
Oh no. Did anything odd happen before that?
You mean like all people dying? Does that count?
Yeah, that would definitely count as odd.
Yeah, that happened. That happened. There was that, and then all the screaming. That's
Yeah, the
usually bad
screaming's
too.
definitely different. Screaming's usually not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That was it. Well, yeah. Then the rain, the blood
and the
rain.
rain,
Yeah, that
how long
wasn't
has that
good.
been going on?
Oh, it's been a few 10 days now that's been
Hmm.
happening. We didn't think anything. I mean, we were horrified, obviously, but
Yeah.
it didn't. We couldn't go anywhere because we didn't have a ship, so we just
So
carried on.
did you see the people coming in from the Talented Turtle?
No, no, no.
Hmm.
Where are you with them?
No, we're not.
Yeah. Where are
Their
they?
ship is the inside is not good. It's a lot of
No.
blood.
Yeah, yeah.
You're unfortunately you're the only
get
one
that.
we found alive.
Oh, no, that's fortunate. That's not unfortunate. That's good. We like that. We like
You
finding
like to be the only one alive of everyone you know?
Well, it's better than not being
This is true.
the one of the many people that you found dead.
This is very true.
Yeah.
Why don't you come back with me and we can go to the rest? There are a few other people that came with us to figure out what was going on, so maybe they will have some more questions.
Oh, okay. All right. Can we get out of here?
First, we got to figure out what's going on with that giant blood geyser.
Okay. Yeah, you get on that. Is there a ship?
We do have
Anywhere?
a ship, but
Okay.
they're not going to come back for us quite yet. Why don't you just hang here? I'll go get everyone else.
Okay.
So I
All
go
right.
back and I get everyone else in the party, and we
Okay.
all hopefully.
Okay. So you can all question Sandlips, the gnome. He doesn't look well, but he's alive.
Does he? You used we when he was speaking before. Does he actually refer to himself in the plural form?
No.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm one of the farmers who harvest the Varquette. We harvest it up on the hill there. Grows on vines up the sides of these buildings that we irrigate. You know
How many of them? How many are you?
I'm one, but there's others that farm and cook and fish and do other things.
How many?
I think at last count there may have been 20, 25 of us.
Do you have warriors?
We have people that can fight, not like you.
Hmm.
I mean, we don't fight you. You seem fine.
I turn back to Drogo. This one seems weak.
I would have to agree with you. Not everybody can be a warrior.
Do you want to come with us? I look back at the.
Are you going toward the boat you came on?
Eventually, yes.
Then eventually I would love to come with you.
Do you have any Varquette here?
The harvest hasn't happened yet because of. Did I mention the screaming and the blood? and everything.
Right. You said it grows on vines around the buildings here. You said.
Well, up the hill at the orchard.
Ah, the orchard. Okay.
Yes, not here in town. They only grow along the creek there.
What
Do you have
killed
any-
everyone?
Animals,
What kind of
Animals.
animal?
all sorts of animals. The druid who brought the animals, has been breeding them and helping, providing food and helping with the pollination of the varquettes, and it was great. It was great. The animals were fun to have around. They were well trained, and then suddenly they just started attacking. Their eyes grew red. Some of them changed, like that hornet that stung me. I don't know. There's no hornet I've ever seen like that.
Was it giant? And I put up my hands.
Giant, and he puts out his arms as far as they can go.
We have those in Chult.
Mm.
One sting kills you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I nod. I look back at Drogo and smile.
Yeah, we're Hornet brothers.
Yes.
I bet I could punch that hornet to death.
I look, when you say that, I look very surprised and kind of excited. Yes, we will challenge it. And then I gesture back up towards the hill where all the tracks went. Let us go fight hornets.
I like this idea. I don't want to
Absolutely.
spend the night on this island.
Yeah, let's just do what we need to do and get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Has anyone
Um,
tried gathering this liquid falling from the sky and turning it into a soup?
No. I think it's safe to say no.
If
I'm gonna see if I can, like-
Infernal hellfire, usually not a great thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
It hasn't
don't knock it
been-
till you've tried it.
it
Be
hasn't
like
been
rotten egg soup.
hasn't been doing much for the plants, other than the varquette. The varquette are growing like crazy, but the rest of the plants and
Can I do a
and
nature check on
stone-
that as I hear it?
on what are you asking?
Basically, if I would know the nature of Varquette based on the infernal hellfire rain.
Okay, well,
Can I assist her?
yeah. I mean, you don't even need to roll it. You don't know enough about the varquette to know
Okay.
A, whether he's telling the truth, B, what,
Okay.
if it's a plant that's thriving in an infernal rain,
Point.
eh,
Yeah. Yeah. Probably good.
Probably don't want to eat it.
No.
eh,
Okay.
All right, Drogo's heard enough. He's ready to move on and go figure out what's going on with this so we can complete
Yeah.
the job.
and I'm right behind you.
Are there any outdoor buckets or the fountain? Is it got enough infernal water so I could take like a water skid of this infernal water?
yes, you certainly can.
All right, I shall do that.
Okay. So up the hill you go. It is not steep, but the incline is long until you come to what I believe I called on the map. It's the map with the bridge over the stream.
Mm-hmm.
That is where you are now.
I believe that was the orchard.
You are on the side with the small building, the shorter side.
Okay.
On the other side of the stream and the bridge are these tall structures with vines growing up them, and hanging off these vines are large fruit, about the size of maybe a large eggplant,
Oh,
and they are bright red and hanging in abundance off vines off these tall towers.
Is that all we see is the vines, the fruit, and these structures, or are there any bodies?
There are no bodies, but the stream that is flowing through this area is flowing uphill, and
Oh.
it is red.
That's not normal.
I'm going to pick a
No.
fruit and put it away.
Okay, you can do that.
I will also take a fruit, but also I'm going to get Bitty to check it for poison.
Okay, she does not check any poison on it.
So I noticed in your map that the bridge looks like it's all busted up and there's some holes in it.
Yep, that is correct. It is starting to wear away.
Does that seem like natural wear and tear, or like something did that?
Well, it seems natural, but rapid.
From
I
this
see.
rain.
Right, like this rain is wearing it away as natural erosion might, but at an increased rate.
I'll take my bone quarterstaff and
Okay.
tap the bridge with it to see if it is even going to support any weight.
A piece falls away at the prodding.
This is not safe.
Mm-mm.
How far across is it?
How far across is?
The water, like from edge
Yeah.
to edge.
Yeah, it's whatever it shows on the map.
Looks like
25
it's
foot?
about 15, 20 feet.
20
25
feet,
feet.
probably. Well, I'm light and agile. I'll go first.
If it's about 15, 20 feet, I mean, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah, if you want to give me an acrobatics check, you can try to walk on the sturdiest part of the bridge to get across.
I have
Otherwise,
a rope.
what's that?
I have a rope.
Okay, there's a rope.
Would you like
Right.
to tie it around you so it can play back?
Actually, I will take it and tie it on the other side so you all can cross easier, maybe.
Okay.
And what was
So-
your check? Your acrobatics check?
18.
Okay, easily you are able to scoot across. You are on the other side now. When that happens, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Yay.
Always get the rogue out there across the bridge.
Yeah,
before
that
we
makes
die.
perfect sense.
Right?
My natural initiative is back.
Strategery.
Quick question about the water, by the way. Is the water in the river the same red color as the
Yes,
rainy
it
one?
is.
All right.
It certainly is. So let's start initiative with Gaiman.
21.
21. Kelly,
5.
5. There's the cleric speed we know. Drogo.
I would like to use a reroll.
Okay.
22.
Okay. Chalok.
13.
13.
Yep.
Okay. Gaspard.
18.
18. And Vaynor.
A quick 4.
There we are. And
He was inspecting the water. A little distracted.
let us sort. And we start with Drogo. So what happens is from behind these large structures come flying these huge hornets.
Hmm.
And you also notice all around the base, there are several different animals. You see a panther, you see a crocodile, you see basically all of those animals on that sheet I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
They're there.
And
One
did they
of-
just
Okay.
they're just coming out of the woodwork?
They're coming out of the woodwork. The ones on the ground are not attacking.
Hmm.
They seem to be watching.
Hmm.
But these hornets are coming at you full board. So Drogo, you're up first. They're about 30 feet away up in the air.
Okay. To make sure that one of our party is not left high and dry by himself, I use a key point and activate Step of the Wind, and I just jump over the entire bridge.
There you go. Some hot monk action.
Mhm.
And that's only a bonus action
Mhm.
to do that. So for an action, I would like to fling a sling at one of these hornets.
Okay. Do that.
That'll be a 19 to hit
A 19 will hit.
for a whole 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. Ping! It hits it. It definitely does damage. As you watch, you can see that something is dripping from the stinger and the mouth of this creature that you just attacked.
Awesome.
I will call that out.
Okay. Next is Gaiman.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take my short bow out and fire at the same one that he did. I'm going to go ahead and use my inspiration.
Mhm.
And that is an 18.
18 will hit.
For 14 points of damage.
Whoa, hello. All right. That actually takes down one of the hornets. And anything else? Any move or?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move to behind the structure and bonus action hide.
Okay, you are hidden. The animals that are there, it's the closer you get, you see their eyes are glowing red. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Everyone or just one?
Just him.
Oh, that's a 12.
Okay.
Maybe I should reroll that. Let's use a reroll.
Okay.
That's an 18.
Okay. You feel something strange, like you get really disoriented for a second. Like you are looking at the scene from somewhere else, and then you snap back into yourself. Gaspard.
With the running jump, I think I can make it across the bridge if it's about 15 feet long.
Yes.
So I will run and jump across the bridge.
Okay.
Any hornets that are closer to the ground for me to swing at?
Right now they are 30 feet in the air.
Then I will firebolt the closest one I can.
Okay.
And that will be an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
And that does 5 fire damage.
Okay. It takes that fire damage. And then they come, the two that are left come flying down. Gaiman, could you give me your stealth check?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
18.
All right, you're good. And so these two, one will attack Drogo and one will attack Gaspard.
When it moves into my reach, I would like to use my Polar Master to swing at it as a reaction.
You can do that.
That will be a 23 to hit.
Yes.
And that will do 11 damage.
Okay, it is still up, but not by much. And they are both going to attack you.
Okay.
The first one tries to bite you. That is, I rolled 16 to hit.
Does not hit.
Wait. Oh, yes.
All right.
I knew we're okay.
Now it tries to sting you. That is a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. This is what I saw.
Yes. You turn that into
But
a
you,
5?
yes, it turns it into a 5
Okay.
with my
Thank you.
divination wizard skill.
Yay.
Then the second one does its attacks. The bite is a 21 to hit.
Yep, hits.
Okay, so you take 4 points of slashing and 4 points of acid.
Yeah.
And the stinger is a 23 to hit.
Yep.
All right, this one is 9 points of damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's actually pretty good. That's 19.
All right, you're good. So they are teaming up on you, and you can tell that they know how to work well together. And we are to Chalak.
So I'm confused. There's hornets that came down and they were coming at Drogo
Gaspard.
and Gaspard, but they both attacked Gaspard and not Drogo.
That's correct. They both went to Gaspard.
I see. In that case,
So they are now low enough for you to attack with melee weapons.
oh, okay, great. Well, then I'll run, jump, and pole vault across the bridge with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
And land over kind of in between Gaspard and Drogo. And
Okay.
then I will jump up in the air and try to swat one of them with the quarterstaff.
Okay. Do your damage or attack roll. And then
That would be a 18.
That will hit.
Come on, digital dice. And the damage is 9.
All right. That
And if
kills
that-
go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. No, go ahead.
That kills the one that everyone had been hitting.
Okay.
I need all 3 of you who are around this creature that just died to give me a charisma saving throw, please.
Okay.
I will use a
17.
reroll on that. All right. It'll be an 18 then.
Okay.
I'm one of the 3, right?
Yes. Oh,
All
no,
right.
no, no, no.
No.
Drogo, Gaspard, and Chalok.
I got a 5.
Okay. And Gaspard, what'd you get?
An 18 after a reroll.
Okay, and Drogo?
17.
Okay. Chalok, you see Chalok fall to the ground.
Like
after striking this-
unconscious?
like unconscious.
Wow.
But you open your eyes and you are watching everything happen from the water. And you look and you have a long snout. And you feel a long tail, longer than even your normal tail. And you are on 4 legs instead of 2.
Wow. This is a little too perfect for Chalok. All right.
And at the edges of your consciousness, you can feel clawing anger, and even more than normal, like something is trying to take you over
Okay.
and push you out of this form.
Mm.
The rest of you just see Chalok fall over, and his form is kind of twitching, not in any sort of peaceful way. Like there's a struggle going on. Kelly, you're up.
So am I able to get over there within 30 feet to Chalok?
If you can jump, or if you can acrobatic.
Jump. Well, I'm sorry, dude. So I'm going to I can't get over there. I'm
It's
not.
okay. I'm having a whole spirit awakening
you
over
can-
here.
You
so-
can try.
Excellent.
You can try an acrobatics check.
I could try an acrobatics check. Okay.
It's not terribly difficult, but you are, wearing armor, so
Well, I'm not going to try re-roll that. That's a 1.
okay.
I rolled a 2.
So splash, you fall into this red torrent.
Okay.
That is rushing uphill, and off you are taken. So you go 30 feet up that way. You are now face to face with a crocodile.
Okay.
Who looks over at you quizzically. And I will let Jared tell you what the crocodile does.
Well, I assume Chalok was probably screaming when he hit this thing and then got hit with the bug juice spray and then passed out. So the crocodile is probably letting out some kind of guttural roar, still not knowing what's going on and thrashing about in the water.
Right.
But not necessarily coming at you aggressively, just kind of losing it.
Yeah, that does not.
It is easy to tell the difference between a thrashing alligator and an angry one.
Can I do an animal handling check? Can I do an animal?
Give me an animal handling check.
I'm going to use a reroll on that one.
Okay. I'm not sure what we're
That is a 21.
Okay. The cleric, Chalok, is very soothing towards you. You feel at one with this cleric who's petting you gently. It feels nice.
Actually, yeah, I'll calm down at that, and my this is like a whole backstory thing, but my character is actually a cleric of the Temple of Dark Waters.
Okay.
So the whole idea of like being a crocodile, he's kind of okay with that.
Okay. Let's go kill some wasps. Come with me.
Rawr.
All right.
Excellent.
Vaynor, you're up.
So at this point, it looks like the cleric is not in distress.
No, she's grabbed a hold of the crocodile, and they are having a moment.
Nice.
I suddenly have new respect for the cleric. I will. There's 2 more hornets left.
There is 1 hornet left.
1 hornet. Well, I'm gonna let go a bunch of magic missiles at it.
A bunch of magic missiles that will
just
usually do the trick.
First level.
Okay.
5, 6, 7. Total of 10 hit points damage.
All right. That is you. It doesn't drop it, but it is definitely injured, and we are back to the tops with Drogo.
All right, couple of punches coming at that last hornet.
Okay.
Let's see. 23 to hit.
23 hits.
And that will be for 5 damage.
All right.
And second punch will be an 18 to hit
Yes.
with 5 points.
All right. That drops the last hornet.
Nice.
At this point, if you look at the map, you can see that the water flows from the bottom of the map toward the top, even though that's the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a hole at the bottom of the map that the water is actually shooting up out of and moving uphill. From out of that hole climbs a creature. It looks like a large dragonborn, but a devilish version. Long teeth, long claws, kind of emaciated yet horribly powerful. And it claws its way out of that hole and says something. Does anyone speak
Draconic?
Infernal?
I speak
No.
Infernal.
All right. It says, your presence has released me.
Okay, good for you. Do you have any good soup recipes while we're at it?
Good. So
This
as
is a PG show, right?
Yes.
Okay.
as this is all happening, I'm going to like pet the crocodile, and then I'm going to go over to the dragonborn who's twitching on the ground and
Right.
cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay. Well, we're
You
gonna
mean
stay. We're gonna stay in initiative.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. So Gaiman's up.
So I'm kind of still hidden, I believe. So I'm
You
just going
are.
to take the opportunity and shoot him from my hiding space to see if
You
I can
may-
gain some advantage on that.
You may do that. He does not see you.
So that is a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Well, for 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay, he takes that, and that was Gaiman. So Gaspard, you are up as this creature comes up toward you.
I'm just gonna go try and converse with him and be like, hello, my name is Gaspard. Sorry about my friend there. He's a little skittish. I didn't mean it. Sorry about the arrow there. Yeah, we just freed you from what? Were you stuck here or something? Like, what's
To eat your soul.
you want to eat our souls? That is very unfriendly. We just freed you. Surely you should be nice to us. Maybe share a good soup. We can have a good meal together.
Yeah, you don't get the feeling that he cares. His palate is not as refined as yours.
Alas, I tried. And I
I
guess
appreciate that, man. I'm glad that you tried to negotiate with the demon creature.
not just a book by its cover and all.
So he's basically has approached you at this point. So if you would like to attack, you certainly may.
I shall.
If you want to share recipes, you can do that as well.
No, it doesn't seem like he wanted to share a recipe back, so that seems a little unfair to be a one-sided trade, equal exchange. and
Yes, it wouldn't be so much sharing.
all. That's a dirty 20.
All right, that hits.
And that'll be 10 points of slashing damage.
All right, he will take that, and he will respond in kind.
All right.
First, he pulls a longsword out, and a 22 to hit.
I will cast shield.
Okay. He sees that, seems to recognize what that means, and turns to Drogo for a claw attack.
Okay.
21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
8 slashing damage.
Oh.
And then tries a bite attack, which is a 19 to hit.
Wow.
Yep.
Right. So with the bite, it is 8 points of damage total, but it's cold damage.
Ooh.
How many rerolls did that require you to use there, Sean?
Not a 1. Not a 1. And we are to Chalok.
All right. Even in crocodile form, if I see Drogo just get raked by this demon creature,
Yeah.
I'm going to totally lose it. And
Yeah.
I'm going to bulldoze my way straight at this demon creature and try to chomp down my crocodile jaws
Oh, yeah.
on it.
You've got it going
And
on.
then turn.
Okay.
So according to your handy dandy sheet, I get a +4 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. So does a 15 hit?
A 15 does hit.
Excellent. And I will do the bite damage, which will be max damage, so
All right.
12.
12.
And then I would like to
nice.
do the grapple move that the crocodile gets to do and
Absolutely.
take him into the water with me.
Okay.
Nice.
You tumble in and you are in the water. When you hit him, he hits you back with a bite. That is a 19 to hit.
Crocodile has armor class of 12, so yes.
That is 9 points, 8 points of cold damage.
Okay.
All right.
And if the crocodile could scream Drogo, this crocodile is screaming Drogo right now.
Side of his mouth. Bro. Okay. That was Charlotte.
There.
Kelly.
All right, so I see that he has the thing into the water. I am going to invite the demon master to make me a wisdom saving throw as I toll the dead.
He fails.
All right, so he's been injured.
Yep.
That is 3 points of necrotic damage.
Surprisingly, that doesn't kill him.
And then my spiritual weapon pops up, the Rolodex, and
Do that Rolodex damage.
I'm going to use a reroll on that one.
Okay.
And that is going to be an 18 to hit.
Okay. That hits.
Yep. So that is going to be, wow, angry cleric. 9 points of force damage.
All right.
Nice.
So he is still up, but he's beginning to look injured, and we are to Vaynor.
All right, because I really like the image of a massive crocodile, I'm going to cast Enlarge on our crocodile friend.
There you go.
Sweet.
Even more. More.
Nice.
It's a giant crocodile, dire crocodile.
That's right.
Yes. So you have advantage on strength checks to maintain a
I like it.
grapple.
Okay,
appreciate
and we
that.
are to Drogo.
All right.
So he's at the
well,
edge of the
since-
water, so you can still reach.
Yeah, since he hit me, I will hit him back.
Okay.
First punch. It's going to be an 18 to hit
That hits.
for 5 points.
Okay.
And then we're going to do Flurry of Blows.
Mhm.
Second attack, I will use a reroll.
All right.
That'll be a 19 to hit for a whole 4 points. And my final attack, that'll be a 15.
All right. 15 to hit hits.
And damage is 6 points.
6 points. All right. So after all of that beating, its skin begins to crackle, like ice, and it explodes with shards of ice flying around to everything within 10 feet of it.
Of course.
I believe that's Drogo. That's the crocodile.
Yeah.
And I think Gaspard is there as well. So I need dexterity saving throws, please.
Can I shield Drogo with my body?
I'll tell you what. Yes, if you take disadvantage on your save, I will give them advantage.
I will do that.
All right. So you're at disadvantage. Everyone else is at advantage on the reflex. Or I always say reflex. Dexterity save, please.
I'm not within 10 feet, correct?
Correct.
I got a mighty 4 on my
All right.
crocodile save.
24.
You're good.
16.
16 makes it. So half damage if you made it. And shards of ice shoot out for 11 points of piercing damage.
I think I go unconscious as the crocodile.
Okay.
I'm sorry, how much was the damage again?
11 or 6 if 5
Ooh.
if you made it.
I am down.
Okay, down both of you go. Fortunately, you have defeated the devil enemy, and you are able to pull yourself out. The cleric, I assume, will not drown you. And in fact, heal you. Nell, is that safe to say?
That's safe to say, yeah.
Excellent. All right. So we need to wrap up. So I want to show you what has happened here.
Sure.
If you go to the top of the mountain, you see that normally there's a small stream at the top
Mhm.
that would trickle down and then enter this hole in the ground. It is going in the opposite direction, and there is this fetid air coming out of the normal crack that would be of the stream and just blowing everything into the air. If you follow the stream down to where it's flowing up, you find an underground passage that follows the stream, and you come to an ancient site of, looks like primitive humans maybe lived on this island once. With the cave art and the statuary that you find shows that they were all about appeasing these horrible creatures. And then you find some druidic wards that were holding creatures down here. You see animal tracks all over the place. You can ascertain that the animals that were brought to the island by the druid came down here at some point to investigate, as animals might do, disturbed the wards, and began to let the powers that were being held down here out, because the final fall of this water that normally goes downstream into a hole, you think might be Styx related. And so now it's been flowing in the opposite direction, and you're covered with it. When you defeat the enemy and are able to get down underground, you see that the river starts flowing in the right direction, and the plume no longer blows over the island.
So just killing the demon devil creature was enough to kind of alleviate it?
He was the original creature that was held on this island forever and ever. And the awakening of this devilish spirit caused all of this problem. When you study the Varket, you feel like maybe it thrives only on this island because of this water, because of this connection that this stream has to the river Styx, which might tell you something more about the fruit itself and how it tastes in soup, obviously.
Yeah. And obviously,
Spicy.
not sure about that.
Awesome.
So you actually find some people still alive. They were in a druid circle that has been holding off the devils for at least a short amount of time, but with the possession of the animals that was going on by these demonic and devilish forces, you were able to rid them of all that, and it is now peaceful, if not horribly bloody, on this island.
Do I go back to my body, or am I forever a crocodile?
I would have cast Lesser Restoration.
You do go back to your body after the devils that were trying to possess it have been excavated from the area.
I see. It's too bad. I wanted to see the adventures of Drogo and the crocodile as they venture through water deep.
You do find a small cache of treasure, ancient treasure down there, including a bottle that shoots this red mist. It's an ever-smoking bottle, but it shoots red mist rather than smoke. And you find a staff of the serpent.
Nice.
So I think we are about to be evicted, but I wanted to thank you guys. Thank you all.
Thank you, Shawn. That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it.
For everybody that's out there, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for listening. I hope you had fun. And please continue to support Jasper's Game Day and Jasper's Game Week for all the good that it's been doing. So thanks.